I mean, it could be life itself. It could even be an actual disease, one that only you can see. But I'd guess it's free will.
I do not understand.
Oh, plague doctors were the weird-looking guys with the beak kind of masks. In the 1300s, the bubonic plague was taking a lot of lives, and the doctors thought that by wearing these masks full of like good scenting things like flower petals and stuff, that it would stop them from contracting diseases, which is totally false, but hey, it's what it is. But there was an SCP that was written about called the Plague Doctor, and we're going to react to it today. It's going to be by SCP Animated. Make sure to go over their channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and if you like reaction videos, make sure you subscribe to this channel as well. Let's get into the animation. What is this? Dang! You couldn't just put it in their arm or their butt or something? A little bit of alcohol swab?
Exactly.
Excuse me.
Oh.
It's a simple question. You're a plague doctor. What is the plague you cure?
Yeah.
What are you?
A seeker of truth. A delver of mysteries. So, what do you cure exactly?
The pestilence.
Of course. You always say the pestilence, like it's some grand truth. If it was so self-evident, why is it everyone asks you the same question?
What is the
I do
pestilence?
not know. The pestilence is responsible for more death and destruction than any other disease afflicting this world.
Right.
Humans?
But you can't tell me what it is, can you?
I do not feel a need to do so.
You can't. If you could, you would have. Or you'd have told someone else. But not once have you named your boogeyman anything other than the pestilence. Of course, I have my own theory, which seems to be more than you have.
Alright.
I do not have the time, nor the inclination to banter with whoever you are. I must return to my experiments.
Your experiments will still be there when I'm done learning about you. But since we're talking about them, why do you kill people?
I do not. I cure them of the great pestilence, and
No, you kill people. Let's be clear about that at least. Though
They
you've
die.
killed many less since the Foundation put you into a box.
So he's
pestilence
trapped.
is nearly eradicated here. The doctors, the guards, all clean of infection.
You know what? I think it's free will.
What?
I mean, it could be life itself. It could even be an actual disease, one that only you can see. But I'd guess it's free will.
I do not understand.
Oh. He's saying that the pestilence that the Plague Doctor is describing is actually free will. So, if he meant that people in the Foundation have been cured from it, that means they do not have free will, which is true. So, people with free will is who he targets because he thinks they have a pestilence and he's trying to cure him. Okay, I'm following this now.
Oh, you wouldn't. To be free of it yourself, you'd have to excise it, cut it out, and never return to it. Tell me, why did you kill Dr. Ham? He was your friend.
My actions do not need to be explained. He was infected.
He was thinking about retiring. His daughter was about to go off to college and he wanted to take some time off.
Oh,
Maybe quit entirely.
dang.
You killed him as soon as he stopped blindly following orders. As soon as he chose something that his superiors at the Foundation didn't choose for him.
What you short-sightedly fail to see here is a life better than any he could have hoped for. Stricken as he was with the pestilence. I have always done what must be done, without regard for my personal feelings. Raymond Ham is cured. You are confused.
I'm
No.
not confused. I was there when you were made.
What?
Things like you, they crop up in the dark places where I can't always look. but it was sunny that day. Hot. The stink carried for miles.
I don't.
Stop. These questions and interruptions are becoming a nuisance. If you are so hopelessly confused, I'll show you.
Wow, who is he? He seems pretty confident. Is he an 05 maybe?
This is you before you became a monster.
Oh, he has the ability.
It's subtle. Watch closely.
Okay.
The moment you chose to change is coming up.
This is the origin story after all.
He's sick, carrying the same thing that's killing everyone else in your village. He's come
Plague.
here to make some money off the dying and the dead, but he's about to join them. And look at you, so different back then. Far more selfless, more giving. Watch this. He's about to die, and you're about to make a decision. He knows he's infected. He knows he's putting you at risk. He doesn't know you're immune. A quirk of genetics that you probably still wouldn't understand makes you one of the luckiest members of your generation.
Yeah.
If you were almost anyone else, you'd be dead in less than a week. Instead, you have an idea. You're going to make some money. You're going to feed your family off a farce.
Dang. Off of a farce. So he's gonna act like he's a doctor in order to make money.
You ride the horse, carrying death with you as you go. Castle to castle, town to town, village to village, house to house. Well, go on. Have you any comments on all this?
The people required remedies. The pestilence is still not cured.
Yes. Those are the thoughts you're developing on this journey.
Yeah.
You pass by hundreds of people, and at some point they stop being people to you. They become bodies. But at last, you've made a grand circuit. You are home. You have enough money to last several lifetimes.
Wow.
You and your family will never go hungry again. And this is when you started to lose your will to go on. They're in that town. Your family is in there, aren't they? Your wife? Your daughter?
No.
Dude.
You walked into the house without a thought for your own safety. Perhaps you'd already abandoned your desire for self-preservation. The smell of rotten flesh was overpowering, and you found your wife there, laying dead on the floor. Chunks had been taken out of her arms and legs. Animals.
Stop.
She's been dead for a long
You
time.
left them here to fend for themselves. No warning. You couldn't take the risk. This is what the money bought you. You were petrified by grief, shedding tears no one could see under the mask, the veil of what you had chosen to become. Then a noise in a dark corner of the house stirred you from your sorrow.
It's a hard story, man. Oh no.
Why are you showing me this?
Her daughter?
You
His
recoiled
daughter?
as you saw her face, covered in blood. She's just like you, shares your quirk. She couldn't get sick.
And she was better off for it. She was the one pure thing remaining. Why shouldn't the rest of the world be like her?
What the heck, man?
So, it's your mission to rid the world of the bubonic plague.
I don't know what that is. No. The pestilence, sir. Have you not heard what I've been telling you this whole time?
Yes, the pestilence.
I would have thought a man who asks such questions would be able to grasp the importance of my work, of finding the cure. But now I fear you may be plagued with it instead.
Plagued with the pestilence? Or free will?
Do not mock me, sir. Your phantoms and tricks do not scare me. I must return to my work. I require a new subject.
Fine. I suppose we've reached a conclusion. I understand now. You cannot clearly see what you are pursuing because you do not understand yourself.
Untrue, sir. My purpose has never been more clear.
You confuse your purpose with your identity. This drive you feel to find a cure, or even the perception of a disease in the first place, they never originated within yourself.
This judgment is a waste of my time. You could never understand the visionary work I am completing. But if you must, keep casting down these thoughts of what you imagine I am. Let's do it in my laboratory.
Oh no, you'd find me quite useless as a subject. What you perceive as genius, these thoughts too complex for anyone but yourself to comprehend, is
Wow.
simply tunnel vision. I understand now. There are dark places that even I cannot see, and things like you come out of that darkness. I was wrong. My
Dang.
fascination with you appears to be completely unwarranted. You've never once made a choice that was yours. You're just an echo of a man.
Wow. So the guy interviewing the Plague Doctor is SCP-343. He's nicknamed God because of his omnipotence, like the powers that he has. So he's willfully contained at the Foundation itself. In this day and age, there's a lot of quacks out there, right? Doctors that or people that come up with these drugs and miracle cures and diet pills and things to rid every ailment from the human race that we have, And it's very, very important to take into consideration that some of these things are just designed to make money, for people's own personal agenda and stuff. I don't think there's any big lesson to be taught from this Plague Doctor animation, but at the same time, there's a lot of people that struggle with this every single day, making choices between what they feel like is right or wrong, or actually doing something for their personal gain. Make sure you're doing things for the right reasons. Make sure you know what you're doing in your heart before you go through with things. We're going through some crazy times right now in the world, and it's really important to be a human being and to think before you act. As a side note, guys, right now there's a hurricane brewing in the Gulf of Mexico, which is right south of where I live, and it's looking to be really, really bad. I might be out for a few days, so if you don't see videos at the time of this release, after a little few days or whatever, just be patient with me. I'll be back. Hopefully there's not too much damage, and I'll make sure to update you guys in the community post or somewhere else. At any rate, guys, I hope y'all really, really enjoyed this one. SCP, the Foundation Animated Tales from the Foundation. Their channel is going to be right here, and another couple SCP reactions that I did right here, guys. Thanks so much for watching. As always, this is Zueljin signing off, and we'll see you next time.
Break it down.